Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à la session Synacor Zimbra Overview qui sera présentée par Michael Bishara. Moi, je suis juste là pour vous faire une petite introduction de Michael et vous présenter l'agenda d'aujourd'hui. Donc, mon nom, c'est Kevin Virsolvi. La plupart d'entre vous ont dû recevoir des emails de moi, je m'en excuse. Je suis le marketing manager pour l'Europe chez Zimbra. Michael Bishara ne vient droit des États-Unis. Ça a été présenté par Karine un petit peu ce matin sur la session découverte. Il vient des États-Unis. Ça fait 4 ans qu'il est chez Synacor. Donc Synacor nous a acquis en septembre. Et Michael, ça fait 4 ans qu'il a rejoint Synacor au niveau senior vice-président Product Digital. Avant ça, il avait un parcours chez HBO et chez Time Magazine, où il a notamment installé HBO On Demand sur le marché américain. Donc, il a pas mal de connaissances au niveau informatique et au niveau digital. Et maintenant, il est très axé sur le côté email avec Zimbra. Donc, il poste aussi avec John Eastman, qui est ici aussi en VP Product Development, pour développer le produit mail, le produit Zimbra. Au niveau de l'agenda, donc vous pouvez voir ici qu'il y a un market overview donc, où il va présenter comment Synacor se positionne au niveau du marché. Ensuite, il va présenter une petite introduction sur qui est Synacor, les synergies Synacor et Zimbra, les capacités du système d'email par rapport à Zimbra et Synacor. Il y aura ensuite une product roadmap et une community update qui sera présentée par John Eastman. Au niveau des questions-réponses, il y aura du temps pour les questions-réponses vers la fin. Mais s'il y a des questions-réponses au niveau community update, on vous demande de les garder pour la session Q&A de 16h30, puisqu'on a une session d'à peu près 3 quarts d'heure vers 16h30, 16h45, où vous pourrez poser toutes les questions, notamment plus techniques, que vous voulez, que vous avez à John Eastman, qui sera sur scène également pour répondre à vos questions. Et dernier point, je reviens sur la slide précédente, n'oubliez pas de tweeter ZFFR 2016 pour parler de vos idées, pour vos commentaires sur le Zimbra Forum France de cette année. Et maintenant, je vais passer la parole à Michael Bishara. Michael.
Good afternoon. Can you all hear me okay? I'll do my best. I did study 3 years of French when I was much younger, but unfortunately, I'm going to have a tough time applying it in this audience. So apologies as I'll speak English. As Kevin said, any QA will sort of wait till after and look forward to that discussion as well. So very excited to be here. Tremendous turnout. Really excited to be able to share with you sort of the developments underway. Talk a little bit about the marketplace and sort of the future in this really exciting space. And I always want to sort of anchor the conversation around just how exciting the email space is. And if we just sort of step back for a quick moment, when you look at the overall marketplace, we're now tracking to, in essence, 3 billion worldwide users by 2019 that are using email. And that's incredible when you think of all of the news and information and buzz around sort of social and messengers, just in general. Email is still sort of the core and central to people's daily lives. And I'm really excited about that. So still growing and still very, very important. I mean, this is an incredible baseline and platform to sort of build off of. And then, of course, just a couple more insights on the marketplace. Really, email remains the most common form of communication in the business space. So we're not just talking about sort of the B2C space, but also the B2B, very core and central to the marketplace and to the overall user. So very excited about that, and always like to just sort of anchor that. Being from a product development standpoint, it presents tremendous opportunity to grow and evolve the product. A couple of key global trends that we're seeing in the marketplace that really influence the roadmap and the conversation. And again, none of these should be surprises, but again, just like to sort of reference them. Growing cloud adoption overall. Security features are becoming increasingly important and sort of a rich set of capabilities around security. Mobile access, of course. I'm going to share a slide right after this, which is fascinating as well, where mobile is very, very important, obviously, but so is desktop, right? So in essence, the takeaway there is that you need to be great on all platforms. Unified communication, the integration of multiple forms of communication holistically, and then, of course, the integrations of social networks as well. So again, these are, in essence, some general key trends that we're seeing. As we sort of pivot to what I referenced earlier, when you look, in essence, where email is read, we're seeing about half of the market is in mobile. So again, this means that you have someone on a mobile phone who's opening that email and reading it. The bottom two lines, when you compare mobile at 49% to sort of the classic desktop client, the green line right there, there's a pretty large gap. But when you add webmail, which is in essence opening up email in a browser on a desktop, and you cum that, you're at about 50%. So we're seeing sort of open emails on mobile and desktop, both incredibly important. And I only sort of accent that because I think mobile takes a lot of the news and sort of captures a lot of the imagination. But this really points to the fact that both platforms are incredibly healthy and very important. And that leads to, what are you doing in product development? You need to be innovative on both mobile and desktop, regardless of platform. Now, just stepping back a little bit further, now that we sort of have an overview of the marketplace, I want to share with you a little bit more broadly about Synacor. Synacor, of course, listed on the NASDAQ, SYNC, headquartered in Buffalo, over 400 plus worldwide employees, and really operates in 4 major categories. And you'll see where email is one of those 4 key categories, very important and central to the overall portfolio. But ranging from left to right, we deliver managed start experiences and portals. These, in essence, can be native or browser and allows the consumer to be able to start their day catching up on the latest news and information or searching for TV and movies. But really a central core hub, if you will. And email is also part of that associative product. End-to-end TVE and OTT video solutions. Synacor is also in the market. We partnered with Siemens to be able to bring true end-to-end video. So in essence, we're able to start at the genesis point of capturing the video, either VOD or live, managing, processing, packaging, DRM protecting that, and delivering that to the consumer screen with native and browser reference user experiences. So true end-to-end video. Email and messaging software and identity management. And again, that's the central point of the topic today. We'll go much deeper into that. But also with email, we also have another product, Cloud ID, identity management, which is really core to all of our product lines, all about verifying identity of the user, authenticating and entitlement. And of course, the advertising and search monetization. So in essence, with our experiences, we monetize those and or through search and display advertising, but we also sort of package that as a separate standalone product that can be extended to other products. So in essence, a productized advertising and monetization platform. So again, these 4 major categories is sort of the world that Synacor plays in. Very exciting portfolio. Really the common theme is connecting the consumer or user to a set of services, communication, content, or media that they truly enjoy and love and use every day. That's in essence the thematic that crosses the line through all these product categories. And of course, we serve a multitude of clients in various verticals. Internet video communication providers, CE companies, and enterprises. And you'll see a very sort of rich portfolio of clients, very proud of this slide, and really speaks to the scale. Over 120 service providers that we currently serve, 3,500 enterprises, and from reseller partners over 1,500. So really incredible breadth and scale of the baseline of this network. And of course, we also work more domestically in the United States with quite a few content providers, some brands which I'm certain that you know. So what are the key trends that are really shaping the opportunity for Synacor? We talked about email trends in general, but when we look at sort of how we're shaping our business plan, our strategy, our sort of direction, it's really down to 4 fundamental areas. I'll just touch on each one of these very, very simply. But in essence, these become in essence, somewhat of the guiding North Star of Synacor as we map back to what's sort of critical. Customers seeking scale and revenue. And again, we're talking about small, medium, and large clients, but certainly Synacor provides them the benefits of scale, gaining efficiencies, lower cost, and also we're hearing a lot about that I currently have a product or experience, but I'd like to be able to monetize it as well. So we offer that capability to them. Video, mobile, and social are key drivers, engagement and monetization. And again, we play in that space. All of our products sort of support those initiatives and are very, very central and key. There's high subscriber expectations driving new services and platforms. So the user, all of us, have a very high bar on sort of what our overall experience should be, and whether that's communications, video, portal experiences, and we help deliver upon that at Synacor. And then finally, really the consumers and our customers are looking to reduce the complexity of this ecosystem. And be it in communications or even in video, where there's multiple partners, there's multiple capabilities, multiple interfaces, Synacor is really positioned to be able to simplify that for the consumer and our customers alike. So really the key core four trends that are shaping our initiatives. Now let's talk about the benefits really of Synacor and Zimbra coming together. And first of all, we know Zimbra very, very well as one of their clients for almost a decade. It's a terrific unity and combination, and something that we're incredibly excited about. And certainly, one of the core tenets is that ability and overall capability to bring the operational knowledge to both customers and partners alike. When you look at the benefits of bringing the two together, really what we've done is we've created a market leader in the ISP email space. We're also, from a platform standpoint, poised to grow in two key areas, international and enterprise, and of course strengthens the overall sort of product portfolio and being able to innovate around the capabilities that are required to deliver. So a really exciting combination, and going to be able to share some of what we've all been working on very, very shortly in this presentation. But really poised for growth. So given that, what's our collective mission and opportunity? And I say collective because we are one company now. And really it cuts across four areas. Really we're looked at as the trusted technology, services, and revenue partner. And again, some of these really map back to the trends that I talked about earlier. But trusted is really key. It's a very core word. We're not a transactional technology vendor. We're here to help. We're here to listen. We're here to collaborate and deliver a solution that makes sense for that specific instance or challenge or problem. Really targeted at video, internet communication providers, CE, and enterprises. So really quite a rich segment of opportunity. Delivering modern multi-screen experience in advertising and next-generation products to their consumers. And finally, solutions that require scale, data, and sophistication to implement. So that's, in essence, the four core elements of our overall collective mission. And it's sort of spread through all of our DNA and really positions us in an incredible way for growth. So let's talk a little bit about Synacor and Zimbra's email capabilities overall. And sort of I'll walk you through a couple of slides here, but in essence, speak at a macro level, in essence, three key areas, right? So the combination really creates a leader in email. I talked a little bit about this, but deep experience in the industry, end-to-end product and email service for telecommunications provider. Again, and we're bringing the operational knowledge combined with the Zimbra product and sharing that with our customers and partners. And that's really, really key, and I'll talk about that in just a moment here, because we're delivering carrier-grade availability and reliability, right? So in essence, we're looking at delivering, and we have a track record of 4 nines, very, very important, stability of the platform. And the architecture is designed to meet and exceed the expectations of our customers. I'll talk a little bit about the architecture and how we're constantly always evolving and looking at life cycle managing that architecture to bring in best-in-class partners. And I'll touch on that in a moment. And of course, our experience in being able to move consumers from one platform to the other. It's really unparalleled in the industry, and really it's a proven platform to be able to sort of approach the movement of users from one platform to the other. Incredibly powerful capability, very important. We look at those three areas between establishing sort of a leadership position, reliability, and this element. It creates really a set of powerful capabilities that are really unmatched in the industry. We're also very flexible. I'm not going to go through every detail on this slide, but in essence, looking at 4 deployment options as well. So as I had mentioned, being a trusted partner, it's always a conversation. So looking it up from sort of the classic to private cloud, to public cloud, to managed service, when a client is speaking to us, we have a lot of flexibility to be able to meet their needs depending on their certain instance. And that also positions us really well in the marketplace as well. Also have significant scale in email management. I mean, Synacor is truly now a global company in every way. In essence, as I mentioned, incredibly excited to be in Paris speaking at this event. I may not have been doing this six months ago. So that's just a quick example of just how global we are. But over 9 million mailboxes, 16 Zimbra clusters, 1 petabyte of unique mail blob storage, and geo-redundancy based on the requirements of the consumer, or of the customer. And you'll see quite a spread of offices globally, that we manage daily and gives us sort of the breadth and scale that we need to be able to seize this opportunity in the marketplace. I touched on this really quickly about the email solution best of breed, and we are constantly, it's not just sort of the user interface and lifecycle managing features and functionality of the UI, it's the overall architecture. And consistently and constantly looking to bring in best of breed partners. Just quick examples, if you look at spam filtering from CloudMark or Vade Retro, Scality from a storage standpoint, we're actively evolving this overall roadmap. To ensure we're always sort of bringing in best of breed and best in class partners. And we're listening to the marketplace as well and listening to our clients and partners to be able to map that back to potential partners that we can integrate in the future. And then managing at scale with over 4 teams providing ops management, with a web management console, and really the core set of tools to be able to run the operations at the reliability and type of effectiveness that one would actually expect. And again, back to the 4-9 point, very important. So we deliver this at scale. It's an incredible capability, the overall platform, very important to all of our clients and partners, and something that we think that differentiates us in the marketplace strongly. It's just not 4 nines. These are delivered as an SLA. So it's 4 nines with teeth, meaning that we have to deliver. I talked a little bit about sort of the platform and being able to move users over to different platforms. And again, this is our key platform to be able to do this. In essence, the overall platform will take into account everything that the user currently has, from emails, tasks, contacts. It's a very methodical approach that starts with discovery. The technical discovery starting from start to bottom, design, development, hardware install, deployment, and then account movement and mail cutover. So again, we're not just delivering a platform, a product. As that trusted role, we're also helping move those existing users over to our platform in a very effective and streamlined way. No one in the industry has more experience than we do in this area, and again, it's another differentiator for us all, which is really exciting. So now I want to talk about the overall product, and typically we look at it within these 4 framework elements. And I'll walk through each of these, and again, as you're listening to me chat and speak. I'm certain that you'll have a set of questions, and we'll sort of address those at the end of the presentation. But look forward to walking you through the framework of the product right now, really cutting across 4 areas: the UI, privacy, security, scalability and manageability, and of course, apps and services. So let's start with the overall user interface. So as I mentioned, the UI is very important, and something that we're continually innovating on. But we're in essence delivering product that touches the consumer on whatever platform, device that they're on, and be it a browser, web interface, or native interface, and really creating a rich portfolio of product capabilities, crossing from browsers to client to mobile, webmail, and native, and of course connectors. And one example of this is looking at our next-gen UI, really evolving the existing Zimbra interface. Written in HTML5, it's very, very responsive. It's browser and native as well, and really gives the user sort of a clean, fresh look. And it's also very extensible as well as we look at adding capabilities. Certainly the Zimlet extension platform is incredibly powerful as well. But very excited about this. Very clean, easy to get in and get out, but also has a rich set of capabilities for those users that want to dive a little bit deeper. Privacy and security, really crossing these 5 elements. Again, as we're going through the framework, this is the second point. From SSL to TLS to anti-spam and antivirus. Really a rich set of capabilities in this area that are absolutely important. And as you're thinking about this, keep thinking about these 4 elements of the product framework coming together to create a really differentiated product, a very powerful platform in the marketplace. One area that we've innovated around and very excited, which will be coming soon, where it's in our internal labs, two-factor auth. Again, yet another level of security beyond, let's call it just the username and password, going down to the device level as a second level of security. Part of the platform, generic key generation, and really supported across all clients. Excuse me. And that's coming soon. So very excited about this capability to the overall portfolio. Encrypted email as well. So key aspect of business email and enterprise key management, data at rest encryption, full end-to-end. So again, the key point here is that our roadmap goes well beyond the UI features and functionality. This is a very important tenet of the overall product concept. And working with my colleague John Eastman and others, we're rapidly innovating and delivering capability in this area. The next area of the product framework was scalability and manageability. So if you have the prior 2 and don't have the third, then that's an issue, right? So again, very important. Everything from multi-master LDAP to multi-tenancy to backup and recovery. All very, very critical to end-to-end email platform. And here's just an example, updated management console. The existing one has gaps, but we've innovated around this to create a sort of better console to manage really across multiple interfaces. This will allow much easier administration moving forward. So really, really excited about this development as well. And something that I've talked a lot about, the reliability, right? So Zimbra 24/7. Really the goal here overall is to decouple the mailboxes and provide the infrastructure and fault tolerance required, and enable rolling upgrades to minimize overall disruption. Very, very, very key. So again, core to the architecture, core to the product, very, very key to the overall equation from a product proposition. And updated packaging, another innovation. Again, allowing flexibility, minimizing any type of disruption. In essence, what we're doing here, the first version of it, we'll take third-party components and move to platform-native packaging. And then version 2, they'll be moved to specific packages, individual packages. So John and team have been working really aggressively on getting to version 2. But the benefits are isolated updates, And then you can easily update components of the system without the necessary full reinstall. So again, always thinking about the experience of our clients, our partners, the user, and gaining scale, efficiency, and effectiveness in every part of the roadmap. And this is another example of that. Apps and services, and again, these are additional capabilities and components, ranging from folders and tags, contents, calendars, and tasks. Again, when I show you the next generation UI, that's very flexible. We may have clients or partners that just want email. Others may want capability across tasks, calendars, other capabilities that we can add. So it's a very, very flexible product. Briefcase, full text search. Again, if I have an application or if I have a presentation with an attachment, I can actually search, and if there's a word in that presentation, I can quickly get to that email very, very quickly. Briefcase from a storage standpoint, of course, Zimlets as well. So I'm really excited about the opportunity with Zimlets moving forward as well, and that sort of ability to be able to broaden the capabilities, not just internationally, but domestically as well. I think these micro mini apps and the way that they can interleave throughout the experience is very powerful and potent. Real terrific opportunity for us moving forward. This is just an example of from an apps, the REST API, provide an easy to develop against API for apps and services. And really the UI, the consumer UI, is built on a series of these REST APIs, giving it a lot of flexibility and capability. So you can constantly innovate, and the UI can consume those capabilities without having to do a complete refresh. So with that, let's talk about the road ahead and the overall sort of product roadmap, which we're really excited about. So in first half, we look to deliver native mobile phone apps for iOS and Android, again, fulfilling on the overall proposition of being wherever the consumer is, either browser or native and whatever device that they're on. Open source packaging I talked about, and two-factor auth. So both of those are coming very, very soon. And then moving to second half of 2016, we really start to rapidly deploy a full set of capabilities. Beyond that, from the UI that I showed you, a sort of modern, streamlined UI, native mobile app for tablet, and then running more advanced privacy, security, scalability, and manageability, and apps and services, including a secure chat server for second half of 2016, as we look to bring that capability to bear, a very rich capability and platform. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, John Eastman, who's going to give a quick update on the community.
Thank you. So on top of all the product level things that are going on, there's been a lot going on from an engineering perspective at Synacor. And we've taken the Zimbra engineering team, we've enhanced it with additional people that were part of the Synacor team, and we're now one big happy family working forward on it. But one of the things that I think over at least the time I've been with Zimbra that hasn't been catered to quite well enough is both our partners and the open source community. And I'm sorry, can you hear me now? I'm sorry, I apologize. But one of the things that I've been specifically directed to try and improve is both our community interaction and our partner interaction. I think it's been strained at times because there's been a whole lack of transparency. So there are several things that I've been working on putting into place. You might, I know some people have said there's been some lack of transparency and things of that nature. Well, we're turning that completely around and trying to make things as transparent as possible. The first area of that is actual source code availability. For those that remember Zimbra from a long time back when we were exposing Perforce directly, it was very difficult to get a hold of it. That's been improved some over time, but still the Git repository we have has been not always available. I think it's the easy way to say that. But we're actually pushing everything out now to a place not controlled by us, which is GitHub. And we've done that with the 8.7 release that's coming up. All of the third-party packaging stuff has already moved out there. Because of the nature of the work that's been underway for 8.7, which has been going on for a long time, we've held back in putting the rest of the source code out there yet. It's still available from Zimbra's GitHub Git account directly, but it will actually go out into our GitHub account. One of the things that will be done at that time is a decomposition of the source code. So I don't know, I know we have a pretty technical office, don't know how many pretty technical audience. I don't know how many of you are actually downloading the source code, but it's a pretty tough process right now, and it's extremely large. Well, a lot of that was the third-party pieces that were in there. By pulling that out, we've reduced the repository itself in probably more than half. By extending it further, where we are componentizing what's left, those will be individual projects. They will be tracked individually, and it'll be a lot easier to get to just the parts that are helpful. The other aspect of this is starting to remove not just the source code transparency issues, but then the development process transparency. And we're currently piloting this with a couple of select partners, but by middle of this year, so within the first half of this year, we'll have that trial further and including more partners. The plan is by the end of the year to open up completely, and this will provide for each of the teams working on the different components that are laid out from a code perspective. We will have basically 2 points for each sprint, which is agile development, where we will invite effectively anybody that wants to sit in for both the planning process and grooming process for that sprint, which means you will be able to provide with some guidelines, any kind of feature request directly and have a discussion with the developers in real time as opposed to just communication over form or email. That will go through, and then at the end of each sprint, as we are delivering stuff, you'll be able to see the results of that, how far it got, and additional discussion about how things can actually be tweaked better or more towards what people are looking for. So a lot of insight into what's going on. Along with that, we'll be publishing that information from a static perspective. So if you don't want to fully engage, but you want to just see on a more fine-grained or detail aspect of what's going on from a development perspective, you can get that insight. And that's the major things there. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, thank you very much.